Hello everyone, it's Crystal. Today is Sunday, it's November 8th, 2020. I'm here with another Sunday Funday tutorial. Today we will be featuring the Christmas Gleaming Variety Bundle from Stampin Up. I hope everyone's having a good day. A nice relaxing Sunday afternoon. So just to start with the bundle is located in the August to December 2020 mini catalog. The bundle itself is on page 19. The bundle consists of the stamp set right here, Christmas Gleaming stamp set. They're red rubber stamps. It's 9 stamps in this stamp set. Also, the punch pack. There are 2 punches in this punch pack. There's 2 ornaments. And finally, the brightly gleaming specialty designer series paper is in this punch pack. It's in this for Christmas Gleaming Variety Bundle. If you're interested in the stamps, they are $21. The punches are $34, and the brightly gleaming specialty designer series paper is $15. However, if you buy all 3 as a bundle, you get 10% off, and the bundle itself is $63. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me after the video and we can discuss this bundle. Now, I'm going to show you the paper. There are 12 sheets in this designer series paper pack. So here's one side. All the paper is double-sided. Here's one sheet, and there are 2 sheets of each. So here's one, and this is the back. One side has foil, like this is the foil on this side. This is Pretty Peacock on one side with some, looks like some bronze foiling. And then we have the Pretty Peacock with the Very Vanilla. The colors of this designer series paper is Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, I don't have that stamp set, and then Very Vanilla. Those are the 4 colors featured in this designer series paper. So this is the first sheet, and there are two of those. Then here's some Night of Navy, 2 sheets, and here's the second side. Here's some more Night of Navy with the foiling. And here's some stripes on the back, some Mossy Meadow, some Pretty Peacock, Very Vanilla foiling on the opposite side. And the ornaments, which we will see more of today. There's some foiling, various size ornaments, and then there's some Mossy Meadow on this side. More foiling with some Pretty Peacock with some scrolling. That's on that sheet. And finally, we have some, looks like some holly. This is Mossy Meadow with some, looks like bronze foiling. And then we have some stars, Mossy Meadow and Night of Navy stars on the back. So that is our designer series paper. I've already done my Thanksgiving projects. I've mailed my Thanksgiving cards. With COVID, my husband and I are not traveling to see family, so we mailed out a bunch of cards for our family just to say we love you and we won't see you this year, but we are thinking about you. So that's our paper. So since my Thanksgiving projects are done, hello Lynette, thank you for watching. I am moving on to Christmas. So I have 2 cards to show you today and a bonus project to possibly you can use when you're giving gifts. If you work in an office, you could give a gift to your coworkers. I'll show you that in a minute. That'll be our bonus project. But first we'll do our card. This is our first card. I don't have any very vanilla envelopes right now, so I used a Whisper White envelope. So for our stamp set, there are 9 stamps in the stamp set. There's this flourish here, deck the halls with boughs of holly. This one says, and be jolly this season. There's 3 ornaments. These 2 are the same size, and they punch out with this punch. This ornament here, you can punch out with, once you stamp your paper, you can punch it out with this punch. And then there's some holly here you can color, and then there's Merry Christmas. So these are red rubber stamps. They were together and as one big rectangle, then you punch them out, and then you put the labels on. And these are my extras for other projects. So with this paper, with this card, we have Night of Navy as the cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. We have some designer series paper that I just showed you. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And then we have a very vanilla piece of cardstock, 1 by 3 inches. And then I have some brush foil, which is 1 1/2 by 3 1/2. And I used Night of Navy ink. This is Night of Navy. I used Night of Navy ink to stamp the sentiment. And on the inside of the card, I used this punch to punch out some DSP, which is right here. And I adhere that to the Very Vanilla. The Very Vanilla is 4 by 5 1/4. And this ink is also Night of Navy. This is a quick card to put together. With the foiling, it looks like you took a lot of time to put it together. There's foiling on the inside. There's foiling on this DSP here. And so this would be a great card to send to someone in the mail or hand it to them along with a present. So that's our first card. So here is our cardstock. I have all the pieces cut, and once, as I say a lot of times, I do a lot of assembly line crafting. I cut my cardstock, I cut my layers. Like here's my layer. I cut a bunch of these. I do my stamping. Then I do my die cutting. There's no die cutting in this tutorial, but I do everything, have all my pieces laid out, and then when it's time to assemble, then I can just put a card together quickly. Now I start with the inside. This is cardstock, so I do all 4 sides and the diagonal. So just to make sure that it adheres and it stays. So that's quick. So our inside is done. That's just one stamp and then one piece of designer series paper that I punched out. And for the ends, this is the outside. Here are the ornaments that I like. And just when you're assembling your card, just always make sure that you're doing the correct orientation. You don't want your cards to be upside down. It's never a good look. Then you have to find some way to fix that issue. So there's my card. This is the correct orientation, yes. And I just put this on the front of the card. And then this I've already adhered together, and I'm going to use dimensionals, Stampin' Dimensionals, to put my front sentiment on the card. So I'm not going to put it in the same place as the one I showed you. I don't know yet. I like to have my cards just all slightly different. And when I do Stampin' Dimensionals, I put one in each corner and one in the middle so that the middle doesn't sag. So Stampin' Dimensionals on here. 5. Is that all 5? Yes. So I will probably do, let's see. I guess I do like it where it was. I don't really like it anywhere else, so I guess I will put it back back at the top. So then that's our card. I always score it after I put it together because it's easier to assemble when it's flat. So, and I've already done another envelope. So that's ready. So this card is ready to be mailed. So I use the punch, the designer series paper, and the stamp set. I use all 3 parts of the bundle for this card. So that's our first card. Getting my Christmas cards ready. So our second card has a few little pieces, so they're ready in that cup. And this is our second card. Once again, I'm using a non-traditional color. Once again, I'm using Night of Navy cardstock. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. I have very vanilla cardstock on the inside. This is the inside. It's 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece of designer series paper that's left over from when I cut this. This is 3/4 of an inch tall and 5 1/4 inches long. So on the front, I have two layers. I usually do 1, but this very vanilla layer is 4 by 5 1/4. And this designer series paper is 3 3/4 by 5. So each time I cut a layer, I made it made the dimensions a 1/4 inch smaller than the previous layer. And so I have some very vanilla right here. This is 1 1/4 by 1 1/2. I actually stamped it first and then cut it down to the dimensions I wanted. And I use this punch for these 2 Night of Navy ornaments. I stamped Night of Navy ink on Night of Navy cardstock. I used this stamp and that stamp. Night of Navy ink on Night of Navy cardstock. And then I used this punch to punch out those ornaments. And for this ornament here in the middle, I just simply I used the punch on designer series paper. And to make it look like these ornaments are hanging down, I just used the black Sharpie this is a ultra fine point and a ruler, and drew that line. So we got some dimension to the card because this ornament is on dimensionals, and so it gives some just a little bit more visual interest. So that is our second card, and I did the envelope the same way with the ornament here on the lower left and on the flap. So here are our pieces, and do the inside first. Let's see, we got, and this green mossy metal that we're using is on the opposite of this. So this was tough for me to use this because I really like this side. I actually like this side better, but it needed a little bit more color on. So that's for the front. This is the inside. I already have that adhered 4 by 5 1/4, and the DSP is 3/4 of an inch tall by 5 1/4 inches long. So since this is cardstock, we'll do all 4 sides and the diagonal. And adhered this down. And our inside is done. For the front, and this is just a piece of very vanilla 4 by 5 1/4. This is our first layer. And the diagonal. And our second layer goes on top of that. And so for the placement of the ornaments, this is how I did it. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. I look occasionally at the screen, so I should be able to see them. So my sentiment is going to go on last. For my first card, I had this ornament on the right, but this time I'll have it on the left. And then this one goes in the middle, and then this goes on the right. So I usually start at the ends and then work towards the middle, just to ensure that the middle ornament is equidistant between the left and the right. So I'm going to start with this ornament on the right. Put some adhesive on that. And put it about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom of the mossy metal layer. And I'll do the same to the ornament on the left. I mean, if I wanted to get really fussy about it, I have a T-square ruler, but I don't think it's that important that I need to do that. And this ornament is going to go on dimensionals. I put it on many dimensionals on the on the bottom and the top, and then I use regular dimensionals for the inside of the body. So mix those two together. All right. And I just need to make sure this is about halfway between. And there we go. And I can just take my ruler here. And I'll just draw a line from the top of the ornament to the top of the green. And then right here. And right here. All right, so they look like they're hanging down from a piece of string. And for this, on the first card, it was right here, but I think for this card, I'll put it on this side. And I'm going to adhere that, and then our card will be done. Another quick Christmas card. It's ready to be put in the mail or hand delivered with a gift. So let's see here, and I'll make sure that it's in between the two lines and parallel to the top. Let's see, that's better. Okay. All right, there we go. It's our second card. Just close it. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. We have 3 ornaments. And be jolly this season. So this card is ready. So some of us, I know, like to give gifts. Just small gifts, maybe to our co-workers. So this is just a project I wanted to show you. I'm not actually going to put it together. These boxes are called mini paper pumpkin boxes. If you subscribe to the monthly paper pumpkin kit from Stampin' Up, you know what a paper pumpkin box is. And this is a mini paper pumpkin box. It comes in a pack of 10. They come flat like this. The shiny side is the side that is the side for food. This is a food safe container. And this side right here is usually the side for the outside. I know some people fold it so that this is the outside, but technically this is the outside, so that you can actually put food in these boxes. So these are mini paper pumpkin boxes, and they come in packs of 10. So I'll give you the dimensions. I made my paper, I cut my paper, let's see, about a 1/4 inch smaller than the dimensions of the actual box. But you could, if you wanted less white space, you could cut the paper larger. But I just wanted to see, this is my first time putting a paper pumpkin box, mini paper pumpkin box together. So this paper is still the Brightly Gleaming Specialty DS Designer Series paper. Here's one of my ornaments from stamping. And this ribbon is from the Playing with Patterns ribbon combo pack. Because this ribbon is Night of Navy. So I wanted to just give that a little pop of color. So here's one side. Here's another side of the box. Here's the back of the box. And here's the other side of the box. And I didn't decorate the bottom of the box. You could. It would be the same dimension of the paper that you cut for this side. So just The mini paper pumpkin box itself is 5 7/8 by 3 3/4 by 1 inch tall. So that's the dimensions of the box itself. So for the paper, the designer series paper that I cut, this is 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. So I could have gone 3 5/8 instead of 3 1/2, and instead of 5 1/4, I could have done 5 3/8. You know, just go up 1/8 maybe. But I like the white. I think that breaks up the color a little bit. For the left side and the right side, my paper is 3 1/2 inches long and 3/4 inches high. And for the front and the back, my designer series paper is 3/4 inches high and 5 1/4 inches long. And for the flap, I did this also, this area. I'm not going to take the ribbon off, but I put designer series paper here so that the person who opens it will see some more decoration. And that's the same dimensions as this, 3/4 inch tall by 5 1/4 inch long. So, and then I have this ornament on dimensionals. So you could put some candy in here. You could put some cookies in here, something sweet. You could put any kind of gift in here, and this could be your packaging for your gift. You don't necessarily need to go out and buy a gift bag if you don't want to. So those are our projects for today. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in ordering any of the products that I featured in this video, they will be listed below the video. You can go to interwovencreationsbycrystal.com/store to learn how to use the current host code, which is for November 2020 is FH23ZN7S. Once again, F like Frank, H like Harry, 2, 3, Z like Zebra, N like Nancy, 7, S like Sam. And I would, if you need to email me, my email address will be below the video as well. And if you have any other questions about any other products listed here, or if you're interested in becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator yourself and you have questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting.